Windrose is a pirate survival game. And yes, I know that sounds like something that gets made every few years, but this one actually takes it seriously. Most survival games just slap a pirate skin on the usual formula, but this one builds around it properly, with ships you actually captain, naval battles, boarding enemy ships, a proper story, and a world that keeps growing the further you get. It's in early access, but there is already 50 to 60 hours of main story content. Very quickly, the story set up you're a captain who challenged Blackbeard, it went badly, and you washed up on an island with nothing. From there, the game pulls you into something bigger involving empires, factions, and also some supernatural stuff running underneath all of it. The survival side at first works the way you would expect. You collect wood, stone, fiber, mine copper, smelt it into ingots, and use all of that to craft gear and build your base. Food gives you buffs rather than just stopping you from dying, which makes cooking feel worth doing. There's a comfort system tied to your base. The more you furnish and decorate it, the better rest bonuses you get. You can also build fast travel bells on coastlines. The building is actually one of the cleaner parts. You can place foundations, walls, roofs, windows, doors, stairs, and the pieces do actually fit together properly without things looking mismatched. You can thankfully also craft directly from nearby storage chests, which saves a lot of back and forth. It really should be a basic feature in all survival games, but more often than not, it's not. The game has also pre-built structures that you can use too, if you would rather not build everything from scratch. As you progress, new crafting stations unlock, and they also chain into each other. The charcoal kiln feeds the smelter, the alchemy table opens up potions, the cooking station upgrades when you place add-on benches nearby. It builds up gradually and organically. Now, speaking of alchemy, there are quite a few potion types worth knowing about. You can make healing potions, obviously, but also things like a homeward journey potion that teleports you back to your last rest point, aggrak that speeds up gun reload, and elixirs that boost ranged damage or melee hits for a few minutes. The combat is almost a bit closer to Souls-style games than the usual survival game swinging. You have a target lock, a block mechanic, dodge rolls, and stamina management. Different weapons also scale off different stats, for example sabers off agility, clubs off strength, so there's a reason to actually pick based on how you've built your character. You also have a gun in your offhand, which you can aim separately from your melee weapon. Enemies have different movesets, like the infected versions of regular enemies also have area attacks and charge moves that can get you killed pretty fast. The day and night cycle also matters here, because some enemies only come out at night, and these drowned enemies crawl out of the water after dark specifically, so this changes how you approach certain areas depending on the time. There's a progression system with stat points and a talent tree. Your gear also has item levels, and once something hits a high enough rarity, you can ascend it to push it further and add additional abilities. The rarity ladder is from common up to legendary, and you can find rare and epic items in dungeons, so there is once more a real reason to explore. The world is procedurally generated at the island level, but the dungeons and points of interest are handcrafted. There are caves, ruins, cellars, camps, each with chests, enemies, sometimes secrets that need a shovel or a pickaxe to access. There's also a treasure map system where you find a map, locate the X on it, and dig it up. Throughout your exploration process, you also pick up plants and recipes that then permanently unlock new things. Progressing the main story also means rescuing crew members from pirate camps across different islands. Each one you free heads back to your base, and once you have enough of them, you can repair a bigger ship and actually set sail properly. These rescued crew members also function as workers at your settlement. The naval side has you sailing between islands, fighting enemy ships with cannons, and once their health gets low enough, you can pull alongside and board them. At this point, it switches to normal melee combat on their deck. Your ship, of course, can also be upgraded, and your crew does actually do things on the boat visually, which makes it feel very lived in. The game supports up to 4 players in co-op. The world does save with whoever hosts it, but your character and progression carry over when you leave. The game's demo was already showing more than a lot of fully released survival games have, which is a decent sign for where early access is heading. Their developers plan to add around 50% more content, more biomes, bosses, ships, story, over the next year and a half. It's not perfect at this point. For example, some of the early enemy types get very repetitive before you unlock new areas. And like any early access game, you are going to run into rough edges, and potentially some performance issues. But if you like survival games and have been waiting for one that actually commits to the pirate angle, then this is the one worth watching. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.